Stop. Take a deep breath. Let this settle in your spirit before your mind tries to question it. Chosen one, congratulations. It is done. You will never have to go through that again. I know part of you doesn't believe that yet. You've been through cycles, repeating pain, repeating patterns, repeating disappointments. Every time something ended, something similar showed up wearing a different face. But this time is different. This isn't temporary relief. This isn't another break before the storm. This is closure written in permanent ink. The season you just survived has officially expired. For a long time, you were being trained in endurance. You learned how to stay quiet when misunderstood. You learned how to survive when unsupported. You learned how to rebuild when things collapsed unexpectedly. You didn't just experience pain. You mastered it, and that mastery is why the cycle cannot repeat. Some lessons only need to be learned once at a certain level of awareness. You have crossed that level. The betrayal you endured, it sharpened your discernment. The rejection you faced, it strengthened your identity. The delay you struggled with, it deepened your patience. The isolation you hated, it built your independence. You were not who you were when that cycle first began. And cycles only repeat when people remain unchanged. Chosen one, you changed. You don't respond the same way anymore. You don't ignore red flags anymore. You don't chase validation the way you used to. You don't tolerate emotional chaos just to avoid loneliness. That version of you is gone. And because that version is gone, the experiences attached to it cannot return. This is why you've been feeling lighter recently. Even if nothing dramatic has happened externally, something has shifted internally. A quiet peace, a strange stability, a subtle confidence. That's confirmation. It is done. The storm that shaped you has passed. You may still see clouds in the distance, but they no longer belong to your sky. What broke you before will not break you again. You were being refined, not punished. There were nights you cried alone, wondering if the pain would ever stop. There were moments you questioned your worth. Times you blamed yourself for things that were never your fault. But heaven was watching your endurance. And endurance produces promotion. Some of you thought you were stuck in that relationship pattern, in that financial struggle, in that toxic environment, in that emotional loop. But you were not stuck. You were finishing a chapter. And now the chapter is closed. You will never have to beg for clarity again. You will never have to force loyalty again. You will never have to shrink yourself to fit again. You will never have to carry burdens that aren't yours again. Not because life will be perfect, but because you are wiser. Wisdom prevents repetition. Chosen one, there's a difference between scars and open wounds. You have scars now. Scars don't bleed. They remind. And the reminder is protection. That experience taught you how to recognize misalignment early. It taught you how to trust your instincts. It taught you how to walk away before destruction. You graduated from that lesson. Congratulations. What once intimidated you will now bore you. What once confused you will now be obvious. What once drained you will now repel you. Because your standards rose. When standards rise, cycles break. You don't attract what you pray for. You attract what you tolerate. And you no longer tolerate what hurt you. That is the victory. Some of you are waiting for an external announcement, a big breakthrough, a public shift, a dramatic change. But the real victory already happened inside you. The fear left, the desperation left, the attachment left, the insecurity left, and when those leave, repetition loses its power. Chosen one, congratulations isn't about pride. It's about acknowledgement. You survived something that was meant to strengthen you, not destroy you. You didn't become bitter. You didn't become hardened. You didn't lose your faith. You grew. Growth closes doors automatically. That toxic pattern cannot follow you into this next season. That manipulation cannot attach to your new awareness. That scarcity cannot survive your new mindset. That emotional chaos cannot coexist with your new peace. It is done. Even if the memory still stings sometimes, the power is gone. Even if reminders surface occasionally, the hold is broken. You may still remember the pain, but you will never relive it the same way again. That chapter was necessary, but it is not permanent. The reason this feels peaceful instead of dramatic is because true endings are quiet. No fireworks, no loud applause, just a deep inner knowing. You crossed over. Chosen one, from this point forward, you will move differently. You will choose wisely. You will invest carefully. You will speak intentionally. You will protect your energy. And because of that, the past cannot reattach itself. Congratulations. You passed the test. You completed the lesson. You endured the refinement. And now, you move into a lighter season. Not because life gets easier overnight, but because you are stronger permanently. The thing you feared repeating has officially lost access to you. Breathe that in. You are not going backward. You are not relapsing into old cycles. You are not returning to old standards. You are moving forward with awareness. And awareness is armor. Chosen one. It is done. The worst part is behind you. Now you walk into a season where peace is normal. Clarity is consistent. Stability is familiar. You don't have to go through that again. And this time, it's permanent.